I was folding his baby blanket, the one with the faded blue trucks, when he walked in with that smile. Too wide, too late. "Mom," he said, "do you like the 5,000 Clara gives you every month?" The blanket slipped from my hands. 5,000. That was all I was worth now. Let me take you back to the beginning, so you feel every crack in my heart the way I did. My name is Eleanor, Ellie to the neighbors who still wave when I water the roses at dawn. 68 years old, knees that creak like the porch swing, and a kitchen clock that ticks louder than my thoughts. Every morning I wake before the birds. The coffee pot gurgles, the linoleum is cold under my slippers, and I start the oatmeal the way Tommy liked it when he was 8. 2 spoons of brown sugar, a pinch of cinnamon, raisins plump as secrets. I still make enough for 2. Force of habit. Force of love. The house smells of yeast and lemon polish. I need dough for the bread nobody eats anymore. My hands remember the weight of his little body when I carried him up the stairs after nightmares. I dust the framed photo on the mantel. Tommy in his graduation gown, arms around me like I was the whole world. I was. Back then, flashback to the nights I worked double shifts at the diner. Grease under my nails, feet swollen inside worn sneakers. Tips folded into a coffee can labeled college. I skipped new coats, new shoes, new anything, so he could have the best tutors, the best cleats, the best chance. When his father left with the waitress from the truck stop, I smiled through the tears and told Tommy, "It's just us now, baby." "We're enough." I believed it. He believed it. We ate canned ravioli by candlelight when the electric bill waited too long. I sang him to sleep with songs my own mother sang to me. Sacrifice tasted like salt and hope. Years slid by. Tommy grew tall, voice deepening, dreams widening. He met Clara at the country club. Yes, the one I paid dues for so he could network. Clara with the diamond studs and the laugh that cost money. They married in a vineyard I'd never see. I wore the same navy dress I'd worn to his high school graduation. They said the guest list was tight. I understood. I sent a check instead of my presents. $5,000. The first of many. After the wedding, the visits thinned. Phone calls became texts. Text became nothing. I still set an extra plate. The chair stayed empty. I told myself busy, busy new life. Then Clara started managing allowances. She called it that, allowance, like I was a child with a weekly quarter. 5,000 deposited on the first, always on the first. Like clockwork, colder than my coffee left too long on the counter. I kept the house running on that money and the Social Security check that barely covered taxes. The roof leaked in 3 places. I climbed the ladder myself, tar bucket in one hand, pride in the other. The garden grew wild. I tamed it with clippers older than Tommy. Tomatoes ripened red as apologies never spoken. I canned sauce in jars I labeled with the year, the way my mother taught me. 2023, the year he forgot my birthday. 2024, the year Clara sent flowers but not him. Mother's Day dawned pink and gold. I baked his favorite lemon meringue pie, peaks toasted just enough. I wore the pearl necklace he gave me when he sold his first software startup. Real pearls, he bragged. I waited. The pie cooled. The meringue wept. At 6 p.m. the doorbell rang. My heart leapt like it did when he was 5 and late from school. There he stood, suit crisp, Clara behind him scrolling her phone. No flowers, no card. Just that smile. "Mom, quick question," he said, stepping inside without hugging me. "Do you like the 5,000 Clara gives you?" Clara didn't look up. "Gave you, not we give you. Not I give you. Clara gives you." The room tilted. The pie on the counter suddenly looked ridiculous. I heard my own voice, small and steady. "It pays the water bill." He laughed like I'd told a joke. "Exactly. Clara handles everything now. Streamlines things. Streamlines. Like I was a line item to be trimmed. I walked to the sink, turned on the tap, let the water run cold over my wrists. Behind me, Clara said, "We're thinking of selling the house, Ellie. Downsizing you to something more manageable. An apartment near us. 1 bedroom, easier. Easier for whom?" I stared at the suds circling the drain. My mother's china cup sat chipped on the counter. Tommy dropped it when he was 10. I glued it back myself. Still held coffee every morning. That night I didn't sleep. The clock ticked like a heartbeat I no longer recognized. I opened the safe in the closet, the one with the combination of Tommy's birthday. Inside, the deed to the house, paid off with overtime and tears, the college fund statements now matured into his inheritance, the will I updated every 5 years like clockwork. My pen hovered. Then it moved. Monday, I called Mr. Hargrove, the lawyer who drafted my parents' estate. Change everything, I said. Voice calm, Arctic. House to the women's shelter. Investments to the scholarship fund in my maiden name. Personal property to be sold, proceeds to the animal rescue. He paused. Ellie, are you certain? I watched a sparrow land on the windowsill. I've never been more certain of anything. Tuesday, the locksmith came. New deadbolts, shiny as justice. I boxed Tommy's childhood trophies, his report cards, the blanket with the blue trucks. Labeled the box, Memories, Return to Sender. Wednesday, I listed the house with Martha, the realtor who cried when I told her why. You raised him here, she whispered. I raised a ghost, I replied. Thursday, they came. Tires screeched in the driveway. Tommy's face red through the windshield. Clara behind him, mouth open like a fish. I opened the door but left the chain on. Mom, what the hell? Hargrove says you're cutting me out? His voice cracked between anger and panic. Clara tried sweet. Ellie, let's talk reasonably. You're upset. I looked at my son. Really looked. The boy who needed me was gone. This man needed my money. I spoke slow, each word a stone. You asked if I liked $5,000. I don't like being bought. I love being free. His fist hit the doorframe. After everything I closed the door, turned the key. The click echoed like the period at the end of a very long sentence. Friday, the for sale sign went up. Red and white, bold as blood. I packed one suitcase. The pearl necklace went into a velvet pouch. I left it on the kitchen table with a note, for someone who earns them. I took the chipped china cup, the photo of me and Tommy at graduation, and the recipe box with my mother's handwriting. The shelter van picked me up at dawn. I left the key under the mat for Martha. As we pulled away, the house looked smaller, like a dollhouse I'd outgrown. The roses were blooming fierce and pink. I rolled the window down. The air smelled of cut grass and goodbye. Now I live in a cottage by the sea, one the shelter helped me buy with the first proceeds. The floors are warm pine. The kettle whistles cheerful. I teach canning classes to single mothers on Tuesday nights. They call me Miss Ellie. Their children hug my knees sticky with jam. I sleep without the weight of empty chairs. Some evenings I walk the shoreline. Waves erase footprints the way time erases mistakes. I think of Tommy sometimes. Wonder if he kept the blanket, if Clara ever learned to make oatmeal with 2 spoons of brown sugar. Then the thought drifts out with the tide. I pick up a shell, smooth and whole. I am that shell now, ridged by storms, still beautiful, still mine. To every mother folding tiny shirts that will one day be forgotten. To every grandmother counting pennies for dreams that walk away. Your worth is not their allowance. Your love is not their inheritance to spend. Lock the door. Change the will. Plant your own roses. The sunrise is yours alone, and it is magnificent.